many PvPs has this guy played in Pro League? A lot, right? And he's the guy who cannon rushes, or he has the really specific blink timing, or he's got something else planned. He's not the guy who just plays just like, well, I'm going to play standard, I'll see what he's doing, I'm just going to play my game, add some morals, hold that Nexus, and play with PvP in the late game. That's not Super. I feel like that's Trap. And so I feel like if Super is prepared for this map, and he's probably expecting to hit a Protoss here, I'm expecting that he studied the game from Sora yesterday, and we'll be playing a similar style, or at least some sort of other map-oriented style, rather than playing like Trap does, which is just a bit too standard for this map, I would say, in my opinion.
I feel like, both these players definitely preparing for this map. Not used during the regular matches. They have prepared almost definitely for PvP. And, usually a guy like Trap, like you mentioned, he's going to go for a very similar style. But I feel like if you're going to be put out in this situation, especially after watching that game, you're going to just have to take it into account, because you watched how strong it was, and you watched how the other player just really... he tried to respond to it in various different ways, but he just wasn't really able to take the game in any fashion. And I feel like both these players, definitely going to be very well prepared for this game. And, on a Knife's Edge, I just barely give this one to Trap, but we'll see.
I feel like Trap is probably the better player overall. I just really look at this map, and I have this feeling Super's going to be the one who shows us the unique strategy. But yesterday in our last PvP, the way I looked at it was completely opposite of what really happened in that ace match with Hero yesterday and stats. So, anything can happen, especially in an ace match, especially on a map like this, Brendan. Looks like the players are ready. It's time for Trap versus Super, IM versus MVP. It all comes down to this last map on Maze.
LTA는 SK텔레콤.
Down here in the bottom left on Maze in the blue for Incredible Miracle, the Protoss player. It is Trap.
His opponent to the bottom right in the red this game for MVP, it's Super.
Blue versus red.
Yeah.
Very iconic matchup.
Definitely true.
Which color do you like better?
Ooh, that's a hard one. I feel like normally I'm on the blue side, but I do like red from time to time. I might dye my hair red coming up here, actually.
Yeah.
Been thinking about it.
You've released the news.
I released the news.
Wolf's thinking about red hair. You can hit him up on Twitter at @ProxyWolf and tell him what you think about red hair. Whether you think you should go for it or not.
I know a lot of people really want me to go green, but
green, really?
I've got a lot of tweets about that, but I've always been pretty sure that green is the worst color you can dye your hair.
I don't think that would fit you, especially. I don't think it would fit anyone, but I don't think it would fit you as well. It just doesn't seem right.
No, I think it's just the worst hair color that anyone could dye their hair ever. Any green hair watchers out there, I'm sorry, you probably made the wrong choice. If you have green green hair, and you're watching this right now and you dyed your hair green, especially if you did it recently, I want you to tweet me at ProxyWolf and send me a picture.
Send a picture.
I bet no one will do it because all of our viewers are really smart and they're no, I don't dye my hair green. Not even a single one.
The thing I would be impressed about is if someone has green hair and it looks good. That's what I want to see. Yeah. If you think you look good with your green hair, send us both a picture. I'm at Brendan Valdez. He's ProxyWolf. You can do that.
Do that. We have a much faster Cybercore here, actually, for Super. So he definitely has a build plan. Not the same way that I thought it was going to be doing it, but he's the one who has the variation in build. We have, for Super, a pylon here. I wonder if that was actually just to spot the scout timing. So now he's like, oh, okay, I know where you're spawned. Because it did spot that, but I'm not sure. I'm actually going to check. Hold on one second. Okay, the pylon was not scouted by Super himself. So he hasn't seen that.
Yep. Super doesn't know about the pylon. But he is going to come in here. And if he looks closely, he will notice that a pylon is missing. And he has gotten the beneficial scout. He did scout right first. He did not get pushed out there by a stalker. which can definitely happen on this gigantic map if you go the opposite way in your close positions. But thankfully for him, he scouted first.
Well, double gate, but still nothing at that pylon.
Could just be like a slightly more forward pylon that's not going to be scouted, and Super knows about, or rather Trap knows about it, and could just go for 3 gateway pressure. And, you know, if his pylon that's more forward gets denied, you know, decides to warp in there. But we'll see. Right now, though, 2 extra gates being thrown down for Super, so that's 3 for him. So he's going to be the one putting in the pressure for now.
Yeah, well, Super has the much faster warp gate research. Is he going to make a warp prism? I think he is. I think he's just going to make a warp prism here. Could be making this because he's scared of DTs. But I think he's just going to fly a warp prism and try to end the game here. I mean, he's got the much faster warp gate research. He's going up to 3 gates with the Robo. This is normally a timing designed to kill.
He is going to get the probe here, so there's not going to be any... What? Get the probe. Yeah, he does get the probe. So there's not going to be any more forward pylons here. And look at this. A Stalker gets cut out for Super, but Trap doesn't notice.
Oh, well, he's going to find it now. Should send 2 Stalkers down so he gets the kill no matter what, but I guess he's looking for forward pylons. Another counter forward pylon goes down here for Trap. That pylon actually gets him across the rocks. That's cool. I didn't realize that. All right, the Robo is done at home. Does he start a Warp Prism? No, he starts an Observer.
Starts an Observer. He does not know what Trap is going for. Maybe thinking too much about that pylon, but hold that thought. He's going to come in here to the main. Is there enough energy for the Photon Overcharge?
Not quite. I think he has enough now. I think he's waiting.
Well, you know, there's no forward pylon here, and he's going to be able to warp in 2 more Stalkers Trap, and these 2, or rather 3 Stalkers of Super are going to have to get out of there.
What a weird game this has been. That forward pylon for Trap will eventually be cleared, and he's not going to lose his pylon because it's in such a good spot. It's actually going to just kill a Stalker here. Looks like that Stalker is just going to try to scout. See the follow-up here.
May get in there. Does not see the Robo, and I don't think he had enough time to click on that.
Oh, we're going to get a verification here. It looks like I'm going to verify for you guys.
Yep. Well, he did see the building, but we're not exactly sure if he clicked on it. I mean, he
didn't see the Robo, though.
Yeah, he didn't see the Robo. He saw the Twilight Council coming up.
Well, I mean, you know, at this given moment, it's hard to say which player is really ahead. I like the fact that there's a robotics out on the map for Super, but he's going into Blink here.
Yeah, and another big thing here that we did not mention is there's a Stargate up for Trap, and he has an Oracle coming across the base. So a lot of this can really depend on how much damage the Oracle gets done as well. And I feel like Super is not, well, hold that thought, he is expecting this. He has 3 Stalkers in the mineral line. He's going to be well prepared for that.
What do you think about this Blink Stalker attack? We've seen attacks like this fail so many times on this map, but...
Well, you know, he had that Observer early, and maybe he has seen the fact that there's no Robo over there for Trap. And maybe he feels confident in the fact that this Blink attack could do very much damage. He knows it's coming up here.
It's going to kill both rocks as well. Something we have seen players totally botch in the past when they go for these attacks. He's starting to realize what's happening. He makes a Void Ray. That's going to be pretty critical in the defense. Blink is almost done here. He's going to start picking away at this Nexus's hit points. And it can't be overcharged until it's done. So you might actually just get this Nexus here with a few more Stalkers being warped. And that warping point is so great. All right, he cancels it. Let's see.
Yeah. Well, he knew, at least when he had the Oracle over there, that Super did not have a Nexus coming up. But he does now, and that's going to be earlier.
I don't actually like this for Super. I think that if he's going to commit, he needs to commit. If he's going to expand behind it, then he needed to have done that earlier. Because now he's like, he doesn't have an advantage really either way, because it's not like he's going to hold on to this Blink Stalker push forever. He's going to try to target down this Mothership core, and he will get it, but at what cost? He doesn't even get it, actually. Gets a Sentry here. Flies out, or blinks out, excuse me. I mean, he's got that Nexus coming up soon, but it's not like he has enough of a Nexus lead over his opponent that he's going to be like, oh, I've been mining for this for so much longer, that it doesn't matter that you have every tech against me and also like even a Void Ray. With 2 Immortals now on the Void Ray, I think he can try to start thinking about breaking down, especially because he has multiple ways he can go out. He can go out of the back if he kills those rocks. So let's see. I mean, a 3rd Immortal is being made. And he only has 4 Stalkers against 18. That is a lot of Stalkers.
Yeah, and he continues making Stalkers. Albeit, you know, a bunch of them are back here to defend against Oracles. The one thing I feel like, you know, that I like about this Nexus is the map, you know, because he's going to be able to contain Trap for a long time, and that rush distance is pretty brutal. And having the Nexus up this early compared to your opponent after getting him to cancel is all right.
I was about to say, I just feel like Trap is just like not utilizing the map here. Definitely have done this a long time ago. Now he's going to walk up here because these units are not paying attention. One Immortal gets almost picked off here right away. But good micro here by Trap is able to defend this. He's going to continue killing those rocks. And Immortal's so low.
That hurts. Took a bunch of damage on the Stalkers. A couple of them go down as well. And the Immortal, you know, the shield's so important for that guy. And he doesn't go down. He's going to regen all those shields and be just fine.
Well, Stalker's ready to come over here. No. Never mind.
Well, Super trying to break down those rocks once and for all. But not going to be able to do it. Trap is going to force him out here. Here comes this Oracle again. But, you know, again, Super doing a very good job with the defense and the Stalkers, and he's just going to get the Revelation and try to back out here.
Yeah, that was solid. That one Stalker gets left behind. Well, I mean, let's look at the numbers here again. It's now 28 Blink Stalkers to 10 Stalkers and 3 Immortals. I think this amount of Stalkers might just be overwhelming. He could actually just decide to blink onto this army. I mean, that is just like a ton of Stalkers. That's a lot of damage output, especially against Stalkers themselves, which are strong against Stalkers. Like, all right, here we go. He's just going to do exactly what I said. Targeting down the Immortals one by one. Counter blink comes on here for Trap, but Super just has so much. The Oracle even starts to fight. Does he have enough, though, with the warp in, the time warp here? And a few additional Immortals coming to join the fight. That one Immortal from earlier might be the game changer here, Brendan. That time warp hurting a lot. Now he targets down that Immortal. It is going to... Oh, my God! He gets into those warpers. But does he save it? The one Immortal! Oh, not so Immortal anymore. And I think that's it.
Insane.
I guess Super does it.
That's it. There's no units. That's going to be it. Super's going to take it. I have to say that was a really bad fight for Trap. I'm not sure. I guess he was more confident in his Immortals, but
yeah, I mean,
sorry.
this is actually kind of a funny situation because this never occurs where you're like, well, I have a critical mass of Blink Stalkers in PvP and you only have 3 Immortals. He needed to fight with Terrain. Fighting with Terrain, I think he would have had no problems defending an attack like this, but out in the open when he could blink upon him. That's it. GG. Super and MVP will take the win today. A much-needed win with a very poor indicator and score they have so far in round 3. This is really, really important. They don't get a very good indicator score off of this, but a win's a win, and the win, of course, is much more important than points overall.
Yeah, you got to bank up those wins. Super nice big bow for us there. Very well played by him. You know, we were fearing for him. He was very far behind in tech, but
I really just I like his choice to just keep making Blink Stalkers because
that was his strength, you know? He was behind in other stuff, but if, like you said, you get that big critical mass of Stalkers and you catch your opponent off guard in a fight like that, you can definitely take it. I feel like even the Void Ray that was in that comp, like it got killed before even the power-up got started there.
Well, it's just like if you have your expansion up for long enough where you have this lead to where you can just